Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Coaching Seat broadcast where I am Toyinda Smith, and I'm super excited to be on with you as you come into the different platforms. I think I'm streaming on 7 different platforms. So as you come in, say hello to me and let me know where you are signing in from. I'm super excited to be on tonight. I am a best-selling author, a business consultant, master coach, public speaker, mentor, corporate educator, and TEDx speaker. And I'm the principal of the Coaching Seat LLC, and we are a learning and development firm in place to improve both the employee experience and organization's effectiveness. We also provide professionals with proven revenue-generating methodologies to become certified coaches, speakers, and facilitators so that they can enter the industry confidently, strategically help others, and gain financial freedom and flexibility along the way. I've taught coaching skills in large higher education institutions, corporations, and statewide agencies. I've also certified over 75 professionals to be coaches and facilitators, and I've taught more than 400 individuals to speak with confidence. So welcome. Listen, we are on, again, Facebook Live. We're on YouTube and also streaming on LinkedIn. So tonight, I want to give you a coaching tip that's going to equip you. And I'm going to come on every Thursday to really begin to strengthen your coaching posture by building your coaching leadership, your coaching confidence, your coaching business relationships and methods. And so tonight is a coaching tip that equips, and this is really a 6-part series. So this is really part 1 of building trust, and building trust in the coaching relationship is our theme. Blessings to you. Hello. Favor evidence. So I'm going to go on and just kind of jump into this topic and this theme. So sometimes building trust can be a challenge when you are inside of coaching relationships. See, because your coachee may have an interesting personality, they might be very insistent in their ways and even focused on other things while you're in the conversation. Some of them may even be forced to have a coach. If we're talking about corporate spaces or higher education, government institutions, sometimes individuals, leaders ask them to receive coaching as a way to help them to succeed or help them to improve in a specific instance. So there's a difference between compliance and forced compliance. And so this is why it's important that as a coach, regardless of how you came into connection with your coachee or coaching client, that we build trust. And so I want to take my time and give you this coaching tip that's going to equip you specifically in building trust. Don't forget to like, share, tag, and subscribe. We're on the platforms that I described earlier. Okay, so let's get into it. The dictionary describes a trust as reliance on the character, ability, and strength or truth of someone or something. And so, as a coach, as a practitioner, one question you may want to ask yourself is, how do my coachees or my coaching clients see me as it relates to trust? Good evening, Bridget. Thank you so much for joining. And so, a part of coaching is about building a relationship of trust. And a part of being a great practitioner of coaching is demonstrating trust. For everybody who has joined me, just put in the chat that I will demonstrate trust. Okay. So if you're a coach, if you're not a coach, if you're an inspiring coach, put that in the chat that you will demonstrate trust in this coaching relationship. And so it's important to remember that being in authority does not make you a trusted coach. Can I say that again? Sometimes we get into these positions. Well, I'm in this position and I'm in this role, but being in authority does not make you a trusted coach. Your coaching relationship is going to be based on having great intent. So your intentions have to be appropriate. Your intentions have to be good as you are in this relationship. So your coachee is entrusting you with their future. And what this means is that as a coach, we can't take that lightly. As a coach, we have to make sure our intentions are in alignment with the coachee's objectives. So, your coaching tip tonight, here's your coaching tip that equips. And that tip, I want you to put this in whatever chat box you're in, everybody on LinkedIn, everybody on YouTube, and everybody on Facebook, put this in the chat. Your coaching tip that equips is be genuinely interested and curious. Come on, that's your tip. That's your tip tonight. Number one, this is a 6-part series on building trust. And in order to do that, you've got to do this first thing. You have to be genuinely interested and curious. I'll talk just a little bit about it because I want to give you a quick coaching tip that equips, and then I want you to go practice. So the coachee or your coaching client really is the only person that knows their story in and out. And in order for you to gain a better understanding of their story, to gain a better understanding of what they're dealing with, you're going to have to be genuinely interested and curious. So it's important, coaches, and I'm talking about executive coaches. I'm talking to corporate coaches. I'm talking to coaches at the middle school, high school level, coaches that are in colleges and higher education, and even coaches who have their own coaching business, right? We have to ask genuine and open-ended questions. And if you are a champion influence coach, you already know the answer to this. But what are the lead-ins to open-ended questions? Let me see what you all are putting in the chat. I'm going to pop on YouTube and see what people are putting in the chat. But what are some lead-ins, coaches, especially if you're a champion influence coach, what are some lead-ins to your open-ended questions? Open-ended questions. All right. Let's see what's being populated in this chat. All right. So number one, a lead-in is starting with who. Yeah. One lead-in is starting with who. Additionally, you can start with what. Also, you can start with where. Then you can start with when and how. So That's right, Coach Bridget. It is who, what, where, when, and how. And so, in order to begin asking those open ended questions, we have to lead in with who, what, where, when, and how. Because what that does for your coachee or your coaching client is that it allows for them to feel, listen to this word, the at ease. It allows them to feel very comfortable inside of that coaching conversation, because you have to understand that they are getting ready to tell you their story. And sometimes their story about their behavior, their character, their attitude may be unfavorable at that time. But because you're able to pull out the best in them, because you're able to help them to rise to their best self, you've got to genuinely ask those open ended questions so that they can feel as if they are in their comfort zone and feel at ease. And then it also creates an opportunity for your coachee to provide descriptive responses. All right. So building trust also includes active listening. So, number one, we said, hey, we've got to ask open ended questions. Number two, building trust also includes active listening, which means you are not interrupting the conversation to answer the phone. I mean, how many times have we gotten into the habit of where we answer the phone at the time when we are in just specific conversations, or we see something going, a notification happening, and we stop in the middle of what we're doing to pay attention to that. No, we have to be very attentive in our coaching conversations. Why? Because it builds trust. And so we're not interrupting those conversations. We are right there in the moment. Listen, we're not checking our email while our coachee is sharing their life story and looking forward to you bringing out the best in them, because you're going to ask a meaningful question. See, if you're conducting the coaching conversation over the phone, you still have to provide active listening or demonstrate active listening by being in the moment. And so while you're in a meeting with them, it could be in person or not, you have to give them your undivided attention. And see, it's not wise to have other priorities on your mind. Can you put that in the chat? I'll be single minded. Just put that you're going to be very single minded as you're working with your coachee. So you're not going to have other priorities going on in your mind. All right. And listen, let me give you a recommendation. Are you ready for the recommendation? Put a one in the chat if you're ready for the recommendation. I just want to give you a really quick recommendation, and it's going to be very powerful. Come on. I'm looking for the number one in the chat. Okay. All right. So I see a number one. And so my recommendation is to stop it. Mhm. Yeah, you just stop. Stop being distracted while you are in your coaching conversations. Why? Because this is the number one way to build trust. You have to be genuinely interested and curious. All right. And we have to make sure that as practitioners, we demonstrate that you're listening throughout the entire conversation. So some of those active listening techniques are to repeat, mirror what they're saying, clarify. And one of my favorites that I teach inside of the Champion Influence Coach and Facilitator certification is potentiating. All right. So when you do this, when you demonstrate a level of active listening as a practitioner, come on, as one who is educated in coaching methods and coaching techniques, one who understands adult learning theory, then as you do this, it allows your coachee to really authentically feel heard throughout the entire conversation. One thing I cannot stand is when I am in a conversation with an individual and they're doing 100 different things and I can hear it. And so immediately, so that I won't get frustrated, I say, hey, let's talk a little later when you're less active. I'll call you back. I work through that because it really does get under my skin. And if you're in a coaching conversation, which probably tells me that someone made an investment in the conversation, you definitely want to maintain your level of trust because you're actively listening. So when you do that, it really assists the coach in really reaching their future in a better way. All right. So here's the thing that I want to mention. One of the strongest competencies in leadership is your ability to establish trust. It's your ability to extend trust and to reestablish trust if trust have been broken. All right. And so in our leadership roles, we can't operate in pride, and especially not as a coach. So that's one of the greatest, or one of the strongest competencies in leadership. So as I wrap up, I'll just reiterate our coaching tip that equips is to be genuinely interested and curious. All right. And so how are we going to do that? We're going to ask open-ended questions. You're going to give your coachee your undivided attention, and then you're going to actively listen. So listen, everybody, I'm Coach Toyinda, and I want you to go to thecoachingseat.com to check out our educational gatherings, summits, conferences, and our certification programs. And don't forget to follow us on LinkedIn, Instagram, Clubhouse, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Coaching Seat TV. So we'll be on again next Thursday at 8:30 p.m., and I will share with you part 2 of how to continue to build trust in your coaching relationship. I'm Toyinda Smith, a best-selling author, business consultant, TEDx speaker, and the principal of the Coaching Seat LLC, a learning and development firm in place to improve both the employee experience and organization's effectiveness. And we also provide coaching certifications for professionals in the coaching, the speaking, and the facilitation. So I will see you all next Thursday. All right. If you want to be a champion, you gotta do the work. If you want to be a world dominator, you gotta know your word. Unleash potential and leave a legacy. Whatever you want, whatever you need, you can find within the coaches. If you want to be a champion, you gotta do the work. If you wanna be a world dominator, gotta know your word. Unleash potential and leave a legacy. Whatever you want, whatever you need, you can find within the coaches.